So the reason that there isn't a heater today is because I was at a Magic the Gathering tournament today. Now Magic the Gathering is one of my current major hobbies. 4 times a year, the people who make Magic the Gathering release new cards to play with. And when they release a new set, they have what's called a pre-release. So 1 week before the set's released, and you can buy them in shops, there's a tournament thing. You go and you pay money and you do what's called a sealed limited tournament, which is where you buy sealed packs of cards, don't know what the cards are going to be, booster packs and things, and you open them up and you have to make a deck with them, and you play other Magic enthusiasts and you try and win, and when you win boosters from the new set that's going to be released in a week's time. So I like to do this. It doesn't cost, well, at my game store to compete it costs £25. So as a hobby, I mean, I don't buy video games, so it's comparable to buying 2 video games a year, which really isn't that bad, and have a lot of fun with them. And the cards, obviously, you can use them. You don't have to give the cards back at the end of the tournament. You take them away with you, and you make decks with them, and you play with your friends and stuff. So that's why, and I have a great enthusiasm for going to pre-releases, because you get to meet people, nerds specifically, so I have a good time there. And yeah, so that's why, if you're interested in Magic, after the little cut, I'm going to show you I'm going to show you my deck, and I'm going to show you the notable cards that I picked up that didn't go in my deck. But apart from that, I will see you tomorrow, which probably won't be a heater either, because I'm going to Oxford. Okay, so this was my deck. It was a blue, black, white deck. I don't know what you would call that. I don't know if that's a particular thing. I believe that's an Esper? Anyway, the theme was evasion, so it was kind of an evasion and control deck. It won 2 games and lost 2. I say won 2, one of them was where it was going to go to a draw and the other guy scooped so that one of us would get a booster. So that was me. It was very nice of him. He'd already been to 2 pre-releases. Anyway, so this is the deck. So what happens with the pre-release is you get a guild booster of 2 guilds, one that you pick and another one that shares a colour that was in the other set. So that's why there's a Gate Crash card here. This is a Dimir card. I got Azorius and Dimir were my 2. So this is Death Cult Rogue. Can't be blocked, set by rogues. 2/2. Cool little blocking sort of evasion thing. Here's another evasion one. It has flying and I guess hexproof kind of counts as evasion. 2 white. This is from the new set. Ascended Law Mage. Pretty good. Pretty staple. Worked really well. Azorius Guildgate. Zoomed out picture because it's from Dragon's Maze, which is sweet. Oh, and this is the planes that you got for taking part in the implicit maze, which was a little contest thing they were running. And it's just a shiny planes with this weekend's date on, which is nice. A Dimir Guildgate. Transguild Promenade, which is a lovely mana, fixes all the mana. Gorgeous. Orzhov Cluestone. These Cluestones, they're new for the set. They cost 3, and he fixes your mana as well, and you can draw a card if you sack them, which is okay in limited. Nice deck thinner. Murmuring Phantasm, 0/5 Defender, costs 2. This is one of the best combat tricks that I managed to pull off. Protect and Serve. Yeah, look at that. 2 plus 2+4, 1/6 plus 0. Nice. Good times. Runner's Bane. It's a kind of, you tap it, they don't untap if they have power 3 or less. So it just gets rid of a power 3 or less creature. Hazard Snare Squad, taps things, 1/4. You notice the theme here of me tapping things, detaining things. We haven't seen any detain yet, actually. Rakdos Drake, evasion, flyer. It's a 2/3 with Unleash. Evasion again, Intimidate, 5/4. Costs 5 black and black. Sepulchral Primordial, and when he comes into play you get to bring one of their creatures. Thing with evasion, here's the thing with an evasion deck, you don't kill their creatures very often, so this that brings back one of their creatures is no good, really. Hover Barrier, Defender Flying. The whole point of the deck was I was supposed to defend with things like this, and then fly at them with things like this, you know, get around them and keep my stuff safe with things like Hover Barrier, but it only won 2 matches. Maze Sentinel, Gave multicolored creatures vigilance. Here's a multicolored creature, 2/2 flyer. It's basic. Hybrid mana. Contaminated ground. I probably shouldn't have played this, though it did win me a game by getting rid of someone's single mana source, but I don't know. It's my favourite card in Gatecrash. I don't know whether it fit into this deck, but I don't know. It's my favourite card in Gatecrash, so I played it anyway. Azorius Guildgate. Cancel. Counter target spell. It doesn't get much better than that, really. Concordia Pegasus. Now, here's the thing. The next Magic set, there's a good reason to believe it's going to be Greek mythology themed. So as you can see, I'll zoom in and lose focus. Amazing. But it's a Pegasus. It's a Pegasus. So I mean that pretty much proves that it's going to be Greek themed, the next one. There've also been Gorgons and Minotaurs and things in this set alone. So that's sweet. Palisade Giant, hero of a card, 2/7. All damage dealt to me is dealt to Palisade Giant instead. So I just had that out and I just got free reign pretty much. Unless they could deal 7 damage in a turn to me or to permanents I controlled, then they just weren't blowing up Palisade Giant. Windrake, 2/2 flyer. Again, awesome. Liev Sky Knight, 1 white and blue, so this is a Azorius card. 3/1 flyer. Enters the battlefield, detain a permanent. I love to detain. Haunt of Night Vale, costs 5. 3/4. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-0. I don't know whether it was worth playing this instead of something else, but -1/-0 did save me a lot of times. Turned a lot of 1/1 flyers tokens into 0/1s. So I don't know. Well, those games I never really won, but Obsidat's Aid. Look at this art. It's so cool. Look how small the people are compared to that giant spell. Anyway, it returns a permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. Straight up. Just brings it onto the battlefield, which is sweet. I really wanted to use that in combo with a card that you're going to see a little later. Right, actually I'll put this aside, so I'll bring it up later. I never saw this the whole tournament. It was in my deck the whole time, and I never saw it. Rakdos Cluestone. Demir Keyrune. And Lavinia of the 10th. Protection from red 4/4. Detain everything with mana cost 4 or less. I wanted to combo this with Obsidat's Aid. I wanted to detain everything with Lavinia, and then what I would do was I would just play with Lavinia, and when Lavinia died again, I would Obsidat's Aid it back onto the field and detain everything again. It would have been gorgeous. So let me put Obsidat there. And underneath this is the main card, my main haul. I don't know, I'll just show it to you. I got Ralzarek. Mythic Rare. So good. Planeswalker. Look at that ultimate ability. Flip 5 coins. Take an extra turn after this one for each one that comes up heads. Never got to play that. I did have an opportunity at one point where I had 8, but I was facing a Taser, so I wouldn't have really got to use it. Sweet. Okay, that was my deck. I don't know. It didn't do that well. And here were the cards that were notable. Pretty much just all my rares that I didn't use in the deck. Maze's End is it's got the pixie, it's got the logo there, shiny. It's a shiny card. Let me just yeah, and it has the date, 28th of April, 2019. 2019, nearly. That sounds strange. Yep, cool card. An alternate win condition there, if you got all the gates. I don't think I own all the gates. This is an uncommon Putrefy, but it's shiny. I've got a shiny Putrefy with the Golgari logo, which is sweet. And I think these are my rares. This is Plasm Capture, counter a spell, and then get mana. Well, that's the cost. I don't get it. I don't get it, but I don't know. I'm sure it has a use. It's a Johnny card. It's the Johnny card. Oh, here we go. Pontiff of Blight. Man. It's got Extort. Everything else also gets Extort that they can trigger separately. So things that already have Extort can Extort twice, and things that don't have Extort can now Extort, which is excellent. And Advent of the Worm. which is pretty much like the most iconic card, apart from maybe Wowzerek, from this set. It's an instant that brings in that costs 4 to bring in a 5/5 trample. So it's no longer safe to attack into 4 mana if your opponent's playing green and white. And that was it, really. I also got that's this stack of cards as well. Look, it's Viashino First Blade. Look, it's alive and well. Just like my enthusiasm for Magic the Gathering is alive and well.